A world in need of change. The world often feels like it's at a crossroads. Headlines bombard us with crises, climate change, social inequality, global conflicts, and it's easy to feel powerless in the face of such monumental challenges. How can one person, one voice, or one idea possibly make a difference? But history proves otherwise. Transformative change rarely begins with sweeping revolutions or powerful institutions. Instead, it often starts with a single, purposeful action, a spark that grows into a flame, lighting the way for others. Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat, a lone school strike by Greta Thunberg, a teacher reshaping how students learn in one small classroom. This article is a call to action, a reminder that change begins not with grand gestures, but with small, deliberate steps that ripple outward. By embracing courage, creativity, and connection, each of us has the power to inspire a cascade of transformation that transcends borders and barriers. Let's explore 7 ways to spark change, starting where you are and scaling up to make an impact on the world. Each section offers actionable insights that stand alone, but together they form a roadmap to a better future. Start where you are, small actions, big impact. It's easy to believe that change requires grand gestures or sweeping initiatives, but often the most profound transformations begin with the simplest actions. Jane Goodall encapsulated this idea when she said, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." Take Greta Thunberg as an example. What began as a solitary school strike for climate action grew into a worldwide movement involving millions of people. Her decision to skip school and hold a sign outside Sweden's parliament seemed small at first, but it set the stage for global conversations about climate policy. You don't need a platform or a movement to start making an impact. You just need to act with intention in your immediate environment. These seemingly insignificant choices, buying from ethical businesses, conserving water, or helping a neighbor in need, are the seeds of a larger change. Actionable steps to start where you are. Choose sustainability, reduce waste, support local farmers, or adopt greener habits in your home. Amplify what matters. Share messages about issues you care about on social media, or start conversations within your community. Be an example. Whether it's treating people with kindness or standing up against injustice, your behavior can inspire others to do the same. Even if the impact seems small, remember this: small actions compound. When multiplied by the efforts of others, they become movements that reshape the world. Key insight: change doesn't require perfection, it requires action. Wherever you are, whatever you can do, begin today. Build bridges, not walls. The power of connection. In a world increasingly defined by division, the most transformative change comes not from isolation, but from connection. True progress happens when people set aside differences, seek understanding, and work together toward common goals. Building bridges is the foundation of unity, and unity is the catalyst for lasting change. Consider the civil rights movement in the United States. Its leaders understood the power of bringing people together across racial, economic, and religious lines. By fostering collaboration, they built a movement that challenged and ultimately dismantled systemic segregation. These bridges weren't just physical, they were relational, grounded in empathy and mutual respect. How to build bridges in your own life. Listen without judgment. Seek conversations with people who hold different perspectives. Ask questions and listen to understand, not to respond. Engage beyond your comfort zone. Volunteer with organizations or communities that expose you to new experiences and viewpoints. Promote inclusion. In your workplace, school, or social groups, advocate for policies and practices that welcome diversity and equity. One powerful example comes from the Friendship Bench Project in Zimbabwe. Recognizing the stigma around mental health, a group of local women created a simple, yet innovative solution. Benches where people could talk openly with trained community members. What started as a local initiative became a global model for grassroots mental health care, connecting individuals in ways that transcend cultural barriers. Key insight: collaboration magnifies individual efforts. By seeking common ground and fostering connection, you create the foundation for collective power and collective change. Embrace innovation and creativity, reimagining solutions. The challenges of today require solutions we haven't yet imagined. While tradition provides a foundation, It's creativity and innovation that allow us to break through barriers and create something new. Progress happens when we dare to think differently, approach problems with fresh perspectives, and embrace bold, untested ideas. Take the story of Bunker Roy, founder of Barefoot College. Roy envisioned a world where education wasn't confined to traditional classrooms. Instead, he trained illiterate women in rural communities to become solar engineers. These women, often excluded from formal education, went on to light up their villages with renewable energy, transforming lives and defying societal norms. What began as an unconventional idea is now a global movement. Creativity is not limited to the arts. It is the engine of progress across disciplines. From scientific breakthroughs to social reforms, the ability to connect seemingly unrelated ideas is the hallmark of innovation. How to harness innovation and creativity? Think outside the box. When faced with challenges, ask, what hasn't been tried yet? Or what if we approach this from a completely different angle? Collaborate across disciplines. Solutions often emerge at the intersection of fields. Pair science with art, technology with community engagement, or history with modern tools. Encourage play and experimentation. Sometimes the best ideas come when we're not aiming for perfection. Allow yourself to try, fail, and learn. The invention of the Post-it note is a prime example of productive failure. A less than sticky adhesive could have been dismissed as a failed experiment. Instead, a creative connection, using it for temporary bookmarks, turned it into one of the world's most ubiquitous office supplies. Key insight: innovation isn't just for inventors or entrepreneurs. Everyone can reimagine the ordinary to create the extraordinary. Creativity fuels change, and every bold idea has the potential to reshape the world. Cultivate courage in the face of fear. Braving resistance. Every meaningful change faces resistance. Fear of failure, criticism, or uncertainty often keeps us rooted in place, avoiding risks and staying within the familiar. Yet, courage, the ability to act in the presence of fear, is the force that drives progress. Malala Yousafzai's story is a testament to this principle. At just 15 years old, Malala stood against the Taliban to advocate for girls' education. Her unwavering courage, even after surviving a life-threatening attack, ignited a global movement for education equality. Today, her voice continues to inspire millions to challenge injustice, no matter the cost. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means taking action despite it. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, confronting injustice, or pursuing a dream, every act of bravery creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to follow suit. Ways to cultivate courage in your life. Start small. Face minor fears to build confidence. Speak up in a conversation, try something new, or challenge yourself to leave your comfort zone. Reframe fear. Instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, view it as a signpost for growth and opportunity. Draw inspiration from role models. Reflect on individuals whose courage has inspired you. Use their stories as motivation to find your own strength. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for his fight against apartheid, famously said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." His journey reminds us that true courage lies in perseverance, even when the outcome is uncertain. Key insight: fear is not the enemy. It is a companion on the path to growth. Courage transforms fear into fuel, powering the actions that create meaningful change. Inspire and empower others, leadership through empowerment. True change isn't about one person doing it all. It's about inspiring and empowering others to act. Leadership isn't just about commanding attention or holding authority. It's about creating opportunities for others to grow, thrive, and carry the torch of progress forward. Consider Wangari Maathai, the Kenyan environmentalist and Nobel Peace Prize winner. Through her Greenbelt movement, she mobilized women to plant millions of trees, combat deforestation, and restore their local ecosystems. But her work wasn't limited to reforestation. She also empowered women with knowledge and resources, enabling them to advocate for their rights and economic independence. The trees were just the beginning of a much larger movement for change. Empowering others creates a ripple effect. When you uplift someone, their success inspires and enables others in turn. The chain reaction leads to exponential impact, often far beyond what you could achieve alone. How to inspire and empower others. Share knowledge. generously, teach skills, provide resources, or mentor those who could benefit from your experience. Foster collaboration. Create spaces where people can share ideas, work together, and innovate. Celebrate successes. Recognize and amplify the achievements of others, encouraging them to keep growing. Empowerment isn't just about giving people tools, it's about giving them the belief that they can make a difference. When people feel supported and valued, they are more likely to take bold actions that contribute to collective change. Key insight: your impact grows when you empower others to act. Together, empowered individuals form a community capable of transforming the world. Think globally, act locally. The power of grassroots action. When we think about solving the world's biggest problems, climate change, inequality, hunger, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. These challenges seem far removed from our everyday lives. The truth is, global change often begins at the local level. By taking meaningful action within our communities, we create ripples that expand outward, contributing to global movements. One example of this principle in action is the fair trade movement. What started with small-scale farmers demanding better treatment in local markets has grown into an international effort to ensure ethical practices in trade. These farmers, by advocating for fairness in their immediate environments, inspired a global shift in how products are sourced and sold. Local actions provide the testing ground for solutions. They build momentum, gather support, and show what's possible on a larger scale. By addressing the needs closest to us, we lay the foundation for systemic change. How to act locally with a global mindset. Support grassroots initiatives. Join or start projects in your community, such as food banks, recycling programs, or education initiatives. Push for policy changes. Advocate for local laws or policies that align with global goals, like renewable energy or social justice reforms. Collaborate across borders. Use digital platforms to connect with like-minded individuals or groups in other communities, sharing ideas and strategies. Think of your local community as a microcosm of the world. Every time you solve a problem in your neighborhood, you're creating a model that can inspire others to do the same in theirs. Key insight: global change doesn't happen in isolation. It's the sum of countless local actions. By acting where you are, you contribute to a movement much larger than yourself. Nurture hope and perseverance, fuel for the long journey. Change is not an event, it's a process. It rarely happens overnight, and the road is often riddled with setbacks. Perseverance, fueled by hope, is what sustains us when progress feels slow or impossible. Without hope, the desire for change withers. Without perseverance, the effort falters. Together, they form the backbone of every successful movement. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before apartheid was dismantled. The fight for women's rights has spanned decades and continues today. Climate activists have fought for years to bring environmental issues to the forefront. These movements remind us that patience and determination are as vital as the initial spark of action. Perseverance doesn't mean ignoring failures. It means learning from them and pressing on. Hope, meanwhile, is not blind optimism. It's the belief that progress, however slow, is possible and worth striving for. How to nurture hope and perseverance. Celebrate small wins. Every milestone, no matter how minor, is proof that progress is happening. Lean on community. Surround yourself with supportive people who share your vision and will encourage you to keep going. Keep the vision alive. Remind yourself why you started, especially during moments of doubt. As Mandela himself said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." When you nurture hope and persevere, you not only sustain yourself, but inspire others to carry the torch when you're weary. Key insight: change is a marathon, not a sprint. Hope keeps you moving, and perseverance ensures you cross the finish line. The world is not changed by monumental acts alone. It changes because individuals, like you, decide to act. Every small step, every courageous choice, every connection made, and every hope kindled contributes to a ripple effect that transforms communities, societies, and the world. Ask yourself, what can I do today to start that ripple? Perhaps it's helping someone in need, advocating for a cause, or daring to dream of something better. The path ahead might seem uncertain, but every movement started with someone who chose to take the first step. Together, our ripples create waves. Together, we change the world. What's your ripple? Share your story, Take that first step or join others who are already in motion. Change starts here. Change starts with you.